All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update, and I hope all of you are having a fantastic Wednesday. It is hump day, and I do have quite a few photos to show you here today, and some of this is going to be interesting. They are looking at more people who could possibly be the lead of Hal Jordan in the DCU and for the Lantern show. Plus, there are some photos that are coming out of the premiere of The Joker 2, basically Joker, Folie à Deux, and we're going to take a look at some of those, and we're going to look at a quote from Lady Gaga herself in regards to the music and everything in the film. So we got quite a few things to cover today, so let's get started. So first up, I have to thank Nightmare for a Dream 2724 for the $10 super chat. He says, as someone who loved Man of Steel as a kid, Gunn's comments about superheroes being silly really hurts. I always imagined flying like Superman, using detective skills like Batman, and trying my best to be a selfless leader like Aquaman. Even as a college student now, I want to exemplify qualities of Superman putting himself before others like in Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. It's freaking crazy that the guy who doesn't take DC serious is in charge, but the one who paid respect and homage to these characters isn't. I totally agree with that sentiment, and thank you very much for the channel support. It is greatly appreciated. I will always share those who support my channel like that. Also, Batman Caped Crusader Season 2 officially in production. So when they do animation, they always record the voices first. This is the world I live in. And whenever you do a cartoon, the voiceovers and the voices are always done first, and then the animation is created around the voices. So they are currently in the studio recording for Season 2. I will check it out. I wasn't happy with how Season 1 ended, especially who they chose to be, the sound of one of the villains at the very end, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's more about the females than it is about Batman, but it's still an entertaining watch, but it is definitely not something on the level of Batman, the animated series. So James Gunn was asked what title he would pick for a potential DCU Batman and Superman film. World's Finest. That was his answer. And they're showing some of Dan Mora's art here. I am a big fan of his art. I really am digging Dan Mora and his run of World's Finest. I really am. It's a fun read. If you guys haven't checked that out, check it out from the beginning. You will enjoy it. And his art is fantastic. I love his rendition of these characters. He's one of my top 3 favorite DC artists. So pretty cool stuff. So coming off of the heels of Josh Brolin being in the running for Green Lantern, a lot of funny posts popped up all over Twitter, and it was hilarious. It says, Jeff Bridges has been cast as Green Arrow in the DCU. Jeff Bridges is one of my favorite actors. In fact, if you haven't seen the show The Old Man, go check it out. It is fantastic, and the second season is just about to start. But I thought this was funny. All right, so there is news that Harvey Dent will be in Joker Folie à Deux, which is pretty interesting. It'll be pretty cool to see what he looks like and how he's portrayed in the movie. But this is one of the things, this is why I never really got in, and I own all the seasons on Blu-ray, but I could not get into Gotham. I watched the first season and started Season 2 and never got past that, and I own all the Blu-rays. But I don't like having a show about all the villains without having Batman present. It's just weird. And so this is definitely an Elseworlds take, and like I've said in a previous video, it's going to end with the Joker 2. The director said there will be no Joker 3. So this came out this morning. Apparently, these are the other actors that are being considered for the role of Hal Jordan. And I'm going to give you my take on each of these. Okay, first you have Josh Brolin, who was offered it first. But there were others that were also as a contingency if he doesn't accept it. You have Chris Pine, which I think would be confusing to the audience because he was in Wonder Woman. And I think that is going to confuse people. Then you have Matthew McConaughey. That guy is very skinny and would really have to bulk up. And considering his age, again, not a good fit. He might have been able to play him when he was younger, but just not digging it. You have Timothy Olyphant. Now, Timothy, I like him as an actor, but I don't see him as a Hal Jordan. I just don't. But he's more of the appropriate age. And then you have Ewan McGregor. I think out of all these guys, Ewan McGregor would be the best pick out of all of them personally. Josh Brolin, when he was younger, Chris Pine, well, I think would have been the best had he not already played a character in the DCEU. That's just my hot take on this. Those are my feelings behind it. I'm really hoping Josh Brolin turns the role down. He definitely looks the oldest out of all of these individuals. And again, my fear is that they're going to push Hal Jordan to the side. And I want to see Hal Jordan fight with the Justice League. I do. And not an old man, Hal Jordan. You know, one of my favorite storylines was, and I can't even remember where this was, because I was reading Justice League, Batman, the Trinity. There were some comics that have come out over the last 10 years, and at one point they went to the Source Wall. And the Source Wall is something I hope that they do explore at some point during the whole DC run. It would be very cool to see the Lanterns out there examining the Source Wall and what it could mean and the potential horrors that could come from that place. It was something I was really hoping we would get to see, and I don't want to see an old man Hal Jordan be a part of that. So this is from Variety, and this is an article where Michael Keaton was giving some quotes in regards to Batman. And Michael Keaton says, there are a lot of people making a lot of money out there with their superhero movies because of what Tim Burton started with Batman. And I 100% agree with that. This is where this all began. I remember in 1989, I saw this movie so many times. It was great to see Batman brought to the screen for the very first time. He continues to say, I'll never understand why anyone cared about my casting. The uproar. You would have thought we were being invaded. It was unbelievable. The press was going crazy. But he stood by me. The guts it took to stand by that decision will always be appreciated by me. What that movie spawned, there are a lot of people making a lot of money out there with their superhero movies because of his choice and his vision of what these movies could be, because he changed everything. It's a pretty cool quote. I would agree with this. They definitely were, they started the whole thing. So here is Lady Gaga, and this is a quote from her in regards to Folie à Deux being a musical. She said she doesn't view Folie à Deux as a musical. She said the music is used to really give the characters a way to express what they need to say because the scene and dialogue is just not enough. And that's kind of an interesting comment to make, and it's just, I really enjoyed the first movie, but I think they should have just left it alone. I am not excited to see this, but I am going to go see it because it is DC related, and it will be the last one. All right, and then the last photo I have for you here today is Lady Gaga and Michael Polanski at the Venice Film Festival premiere of Folie à Deux, the second Joker film. And this is actually happening right now as we speak. And so this movie will be coming out shortly. I will be reviewing it the day it gets released. I will have that review up later that night as soon as I get back from the movie. So you'll definitely want to check that out, and I'll let you know how it compares to the first and my true feelings about the film. Again, I don't like having Batman projects without Batman being a part of it. It's just weird to have that world without Batman present. All right, so there you have it, the DC news for the day. Now, I am extremely busy this week with work, so I may not have the time to do multiple videos in one day. But if something big breaks, I will definitely be back later with some more news. I do appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and most of all, share my video. Share my video on all of those DC boards. Get the message out. I am here to stay, and I look forward to doing all these updates for you guys. I'm going to cover everything as we move forward with the DCU and everything else that is going on in the DC universe. I do appreciate it, and we will see you on the next video.